Tequila! Yes, today is National Tequila Day, and this show is basically non-budget, and we didn't have any tequila laying around, and couldn't find any like small, relatively cheap tequila, so the second best thing for National Tequila Day is the song. So yes, that is how, in fitting tribute to Danhausen, is how we're starting today's video. Welcome back to Day of the Day. That's a fun intro. We have 4 other days on top of the tequila, and a disappointing lack of tequila. Our technically second day for today is National Thermal Engineer Day. An interesting specification, because yeah, the thing with thermal engineering is it's so wildly different in different places of the world, in different places in big countries like America, I guess, different parts of the country even, because you're having to deal with completely different problems because your problem is fixing temperature. Like here, we don't have AC units because it's generally colder than it is warm. Like we have fans for if it is that warm, and we have radiators and heaters for when it's cold. In America, it's generally hotter, so you have AC units because you're fixing that. You're fixing a different problem. But then you also have like AC units that are also double as heaters because there are some really cold states, and then there are some states that do just have radiators, but I think even they have AC units as well because it still gets warm randomly because America's temperature is all over the place. See, our precipitation levels are all over the place. Your temperature is all over the place. It's real weird. Go to National Amelia Earhart Day next, just because I don't feel I have much to say. I vaguely have an idea who they are. Like she's the first female pilot to do a certain very long trip, but I can't remember what the trip was. And isn't she also one of those people that sort of disappeared off the face of the earth randomly? Is one of the things people say is ended up in the Bermuda Triangle. I think that was the thing, right? Like, I don't know. That's what I mean. I don't know a lot about it because we don't cover it. Because it's American. I think it's American. Is it even American? I don't know. I know nothing about it and I don't really care. But cool. She's I guess a historical figure, but I know fuck all about it. Today is National Drive-Thru Day, and I don't typically use drive-thrus for one reason or other. The main one is because most of the time I have to make alterations for stuff because y'all put pickles on everything, and pickles are awful when it comes to like burgers and stuff, or like mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is, well, I will stand by that mayonnaise is not a sauce. Mayonnaise is a base to other sauces. Like, because I mentioned, I think, was it yesterday, maybe the day before, about like sriracha mayo or something? Yeah, no. You get like a good or a chipotle mayo even would have been a good option. Even like garlic mayo, if there's enough garlic in it. It's just mayonnaise on its own is sloppy and kind of like just unpleasant, really. But yeah, so for one reason or another of me disliking things, I generally don't bother with drive-thrus because I have to make alterations to everything. I guess if I was the main reason I would use a drive-thru is maybe for drinks and stuff. Like I'm just getting there's a drive-thru Costa now, and I think there's been a drive-thru Starbucks forever, but I'm not the biggest Starbucks fan. Like it's okay, but I'd rather like Costa's actually decent. So if I wanted maybe, and even then it's like again they've got decent food, so it could be like, yeah. So we'll have whatever weird frozen thing I choose to get, because I'm probably not going to get a hot drink if I'm in a car, and a panini or a toasty sandwich. Love me the hell out of toasted chicken and bacon from Costa. Never bother getting food in Costco because the line's fucking massive for food that I don't imagine actually to be that great. God, in retrospect, that's even more out of date now, isn't it? And it was already pretty out of date. Our last day today is National Cousins Day. I have relatively mixed feelings about most of my cousins. As usual, all the people on my mum's side of the family is fine, and then that side of the family gets muddled because a lot of I don't interact with that side of the family too much, and I guess I don't really share a lot of interest with them in or anything, like, so I kind of just here. Just anytime I'm in an event with that side of the family, I'm just like, I guess I'm just gonna sit here and whatever. Like, there was a wedding, and we went to some random place in Scotland, like somewhere up in the Scottish Highlands. I think it was the Highlands. It was up a mountain, I think. Certainly seemed like it. And it was definitely in the middle of fucking nowhere. And we went, and I went, and I did end up just sitting there most of the time, drinking double rum and coke, I think. And I had like 4 or 5. And alcohol doesn't do anything for me, so I don't even get that benefit. Right? Alcohol doesn't really affect me, so I just sort of, yeah. And I'm not that kind of party person. I say that kind of party, like, I'm not the sort of get up and dance party person, right? Like my 21st, which was a year ago now. Jesus. It's almost a year ago. My birthday is August 5th, so yeah, we're almost there. But we didn't have that, but we did have karaoke set up, because that is my kind of party. But yeah, getting up and dancing and even if that was my kind of thing, I don't socialize well with a lot of the people there. So I'm just sort of like, I don't know what to do. I don't just be here on my phone. But I also kind of don't really know anyone. Don't care, you know. So yeah, that's my experience with my families, at least with that side of the family. Because with my other side of the family, it's a lot better. I know them at least fairly well. I know them to a decent degree. Like, I'm still awkward at social gatherings because I'm me, and I don't do social very well, regardless of context. There is a very specific type of person that I'm very comfortable with, and everything else is, I'm going to be some level of awkward with you. And there is various filtration processes into the how well are we good to get on things. My favorite one that I noticed I do is joke flirting. That's great. If you play along with that, that's a good start. If you start that, that's even better. Yes. Like, just casually 100% joking. Like, it's even better if you're doing it in a situation where the best one was with I had with in our uni accommodation in first year. There was by the end, after people had got kicked out and stuff, which I think I've mentioned here before, there ended up basically being a group of like 4 of us, 2 of which went home almost every weekend. And so a lot of the time over the weekends, me and the other one would just kind of hang out and watch movies. But there are a number of times they've come back and we've ended up making a passing comment of, I thought we weren't going to talk about that. Just like completely just out of the blue, right? Like, and it's funny. And that's a great, if you have that sort of a sense of humor, I think we'll probably, like, that's a good sign. It's like definitely a good sign if you have that sense of humor. We're probably going to get along at least to some degree. Because that's funny. I don't know why I find that funny. It's so funny, but it's great. It's enjoyable. I'm sure there are other things I do, but I can't think. That's the one thing so far that I've like noticed is a thing that I do with a lot of my friends. I have done to some capacity with a lot of my friends. Is that sort of comedy. So yeah, that's probably a good sign. That's like that we have the capacity to get along. Anyway, that's it days wise. I'm just telling stories now, which I don't know. Some of the episodes that I just end up telling stories are some of my favorites probably, because what was it? Dende referred to it as Alex Law, And it is. It's Alex lore. It's lore about me. So if you're in for the lore about me, this is a lore about me episode. If you want more lore about me, do consider joining the Broken Flock and subscribing, because a lot of the time, all I can think of to do when it comes to the days is just tell you a related story or give my opinion on it, because there's only so much I can do, especially with the current climate, in regards to this. So that is what a lot of these devolve into, but there is other stuff we have planned. Again, I am actually now planning things for after this series. Thank God I'm starting ahead of time because there's a lot of planning going into one of the projects we're doing, and I think it's going to be fun. I earlier today did do a Twitch stream, and the plan is to do one on Sunday. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. Might be the continuing Legend of Dave, but I'm not saying that for certain. If it's not, it'll probably be like Hades or Heroes of the Storm again, which is what today's ended up being. Or some TFT, or maybe I'll actually play some League that I haven't played in forever. I normally play with people, but I have not talked to any of those people in a while, so I'm out of practice in many regards. So do go over there, the link is in the description. Do follow me so you can get notified as to when I go live, because I am trying to go live more often. If you are not caught up with the series, this is 206, I think. We are now officially out of Cruiserweight territory. And if you are not caught up with that, go watch the playlist. There is a link to the playlist that these videos are in every video that is in said playlist. So do get yourself caught up if you are not. It will be very much appreciated, and I'm sure the view spike would tickle the algorithm well. Speaking of tickling the algorithm, I don't get much promotion because the algorithm is stupidly designed. So if you're not going to do that, do at least share this or one of the other videos. My recommendation at the moment has been to go back a few days / maybe about a week by this point to Communication is Key, which I liked the message of, if nothing else. This has been a long episode of that's gone to sleep. Wake up. This is staying in. This is staying. There we go. I like the background. I have all of these wallpapers saved that most of them I find either on Twitter or on DeviantArt, and I wish I had, I feel like I should probably have been saving all the artists' names, because I feel like someone's eventually going to ask where I got them from, but that is a lot of effort. But there is reverse Google searching, so it is possible to find. Possible, but not necessarily easy. But yes, what else? Embrace the chaos. Embrace the chaos. My sort of aspect in life. My aspect as a god, for those who are very new here. I have a bit of a god complex, and that god complex is I am the living embodiment of the aspect of chaos. Actually, that's not strictly the lore but I have behind it, but that's a good enough description of it. And a final point, which is to remind you that our goal here is to change the world, to make this place a better one. And I will see you, hopefully, and again, thank you if you watched this deep into the video. I don't think a lot of people do. And I'll see you tomorrow. Ta-ra.